Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a premium medium question in the database category that I just solved on my own. So I'm super happy about this and I'm very glad that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any assistance. So let's go over it and let me show you how I did it. So this is number 3124, find longest calls. So basically this question asks you to find the three longest incoming and outgoing calls. So each call has a type and we want to find the three longest in terms of duration. And notice here that duration is in seconds. So the challenge is to convert this duration into hours, minutes, and then seconds. Okay, so let's go ahead and get all the transactions for each type, and then let's also map the ID to the first name, because as you can see we're going to need that for the result. So let's call this name. For I, C, and enumerate contacts ID. So name of C is going to be equal to contacts first name of I. Okay, so that's going to be for this column, and then let's also go over and get for incoming and outgoing as well. So for I, C, and enumerate calls contact ID, and let's actually do type instead. So if C is equal to incoming, so we can segment by the type, because they're going to go in two separate lists. So in that case, then we're just going to append the calls. Let's call this duration, type, and CID. Duration of I, type of I, and the contact ID of I. So let's go ahead and append the duration, type, and CID, because what we're going to do is actually sort by the duration so that we can find the biggest three. Otherwise, same thing, duration, type, CID. Cool. So we're going to sort. Let's do this here. So we're going to sort by the duration. So the largest duration is at the rightmost area of the list. So just sort it in ascending order. And then let's call this let's just call this A and B is IC -3 to the end and OC -3 to the end. So that's going to give you the biggest three, right? So let's print A and B. Okay, so cool. So now we can actually start trying to figure out how to map this duration to this kind of formatted date, time, hours, minutes, seconds format that's required. So let's go ahead and let's just say for val and A, we're going to do this for both lists, right? For the incoming and for the outgoing ones for both types. Okay, so let's actually, let's go ahead and, let's actually just go ahead and make an empty data frame just so we can return it later. Okay, just something like a dummy value so we can actually see the console. Okay, so we have this list that we're working with, or these two lists, and now basically for value in A, or let's just call this for duration, type, CID in A, so keeping the format, and cool. So now if we have our duration, we basically want, let's just call this value is duration, and we're going to want the seconds, or we're going to want the hours, and then the minutes, and then the seconds. Let's take care of the hours first, because that's going to be the biggest unit that we have. And notice that there are going to be 60 minutes in an hour. which means that if there are 60 seconds in a minute, so this is going back to high school math, right? If there's 60 seconds in a minute and then there's 60 minutes in an hour, that means an hour seconds times 3600 equals to 1 hour, right? So we're going to go ahead and divide value by 3600 and let's print H. So, okay. So for this one, you can see that, we're on the right track because we're seeing some correct values already, and that's good. So next, for the actual minutes, so hours, minutes, and seconds. For the minutes, we're just going to say, well, first of all, what we have to do is we have to subtract hour times 3600. Why? Because if we're already using that many hours, we're only concerned with however much time is left over, right? So basically, if we have like 36 hours and we use 24, okay, you need to calculate the difference in terms of seconds. Those 12 hours in terms of seconds are exactly times 3600, right? So hopefully that makes sense. And now let's move on to minutes. So minutes is going to be value divided by 60. And then same thing, minutes times 60. And then the seconds is just going to be, well, let's go ahead and actually print hours and minutes just so I'm sure we're on the right track. So 0 and 3. So 357, that looks correct so far. That's fine. We haven't done B yet, so let's go ahead and take care of the seconds now, since it looks like we're on the right track, right? So, so for seconds, we're going to be having however much value is, because I think that's however much is left over. Okay, cool. So yes, exactly. So now we have these three, and notice how this has to be 0, 0. So let's just call this 1, 2, 3, or let's just call this, 1, 2, 3. Hours, minutes, seconds, right? 1, 2, 3. 3 sections divided by colons. So we can just say this is a string of H, string M, and string S. So if length of 1 is less than 2, remember, because we have to fill the front with zeros if it's not up to the required size of 2. So 1 would be 0 plus 1. Do this for 2 as well. And do this for 3. Okay. All right, so now let's call this current. So we're basically going to actually just append one. We're just going to have a list actually. Current is 1, 2, 3, right? So let's go ahead and print current so we can see everything together. Okay, awesome. So this is exactly what it's supposed to look like according to the results, because this has a different ordering, and that's fine. But now we have to get the name and then the type, which is why we created this. So let's call this answer for the final list, and answer.append name of. So we're interested in the name of this value, which is CID, right? And then, so name of CID, and then also the type, which is just the type itself. I don't think that's supposed to change. And then also the duration format, but this time, because we want colons, so that's what we're going to do, right? So let's print answer. Okay, cool. So some of the records look correct. Now we have to do the same thing for B. So again, for duration, type CID and B. So B is the same, it's just for outgoing ones, right? So the logic is going to be exactly the same. So again, 3,600 seconds in an hour. Use up those hours. and then 60 seconds in a minute. Use up those minutes. And then seconds are just seconds themselves, right? So that's the original format it was given, so it's just left over. And then again, 1, 2, 3 is hours, string minutes, string seconds, Z fill them. And for 3. Okay, and then last but not least, 1, 2, 3, answer.append, the name of CID, the type, and the colon joined section of the time. All right, so last but not least here it says type duration first name sorted. So answer.sort. So type is going to be 1, and these are strings, so we can't just sort them negatively. We're just going to use the reverse parameter. So that's how I did it. And duration is just x of 2, and then the first name is x of 0. Right, so each spot in each sublist, and then reverse is equal to true. And last but not least, let's print answer, and then just gather the results and return it. So, okay, so it looks correct. Let's get rid of this since we don't need that anymore. Okay, so Alice, Emily, Jane, it looks correct. Let's go ahead and create 3 columns and submit it. ABC is this for V and answer, a.append. So column 1, column 2, column 3, column 1, their values, column 2, their values, and column 3, their values. Okay, let's go ahead and run this. Okay, something's wrong. Duration. Okay, let's run this. Okay, submit it. And there you go. Passes all test cases. So again, I'm super happy that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any help and solve it completely on my own. So that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.